This is Justin AMZN for Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. We had a really interesting day. So let me get the drawing tool up. So we initially were holding above the 21. We were having some kind of relative highs, all with the 33.66 price right here, kind of at the apex, this kind of triangle. We then broke down, retested back in the 21. We're looking to hold that. And then instead of a slow rollover, we got just a plummet. In 15 minutes, this thing just dropped. And the puts skyrocketed, the calls just completely sank. And wow, what a move to be in. This was just amazing to be in a rollover like this. If you were buying here, or I'm sorry, buying not calls, buying puts right in here, or if you had held on to them from over here. But really, it came back to like the same level. So it didn't quite put in the same low, but this came in right around 5 here on this strike. But I mean, if you miss this, there were still opportunities to go out, to another strike. And so over here, this is the 3,300. It was putting in below, really close to this low, holding in here below 2, just buying at 2. Or if you missed it, you're buying like at 3, 4, 5, you're chasing it. That's what it feels like, right? So, okay, let's go out a little further. Like what could you have done in this kind of a move? So this is like, there's hardly any volume here. It's just going flat. Oh, look, I could just buy absolute 0, buy at 1, stop at 0, and just hold on for a move. Even retested, put in a nice small high wave candle here right into the 5, and then just continue it up. So even here, you could have bought at 2 and a stop at 1 and held on for 4 hours, which would have been 6, and it would have worked. So I was looking for a move. Like this. Where's my drawing tool? So I was looking for something that was going to go from here down to this line. And I really wanted to go much slower. It did not. It just plummeted, came through, retested, came back down. But still, overall, just the same kind of day we were looking for, going from this line down to the blue line. And just not being bullish yet. Yesterday was a nice bullish move. It looked like it was bouncing. Too soon. Weren't ready to do that. We talked about this being a double top on an hourly. And so today we got kind of a bearish engulfing candle here, a pretty big one here. We got this close now below this candle, below this kind of neckline here. So this looks like a bigger top. It looks like it's moving back down, especially because we're back now inside of this channel, barely inside of it. We'll see if we do kind of hold on. But after the move we had yesterday and kind of getting back up into this line, and then today's open right on it, I would really like to see the same kind of open, but on the blue line, like 33.20s, even if we push up to 33.30, get some people buying, thinking it's bouncing, and then it rolls over and does something similar to this, but from this blue line down to the other blue line, which I guess I got to zoom out to see actually where that is. So let's zoom out, and you can't even see it here. Where's the other blue line? Okay, we're right in the middle between the red lines. So here's the next one, like 32.50 would be my next target if this does continue. I do like that we took out the low from yesterday today. I mean, this on a bigger scale, this looks like kind of just a bigger flag. Some lower highs. Well, I guess this was technically a higher high, so maybe that doesn't work. Kind of looks like a weird head and shoulders, but this is a really big shoulder and this is a much smaller shoulder, so could be that. But let me zoom out to the hourly. So okay, so there. Whoa. So here's where we're at. We're barely back inside of this channel. It worked as a bounce. Worked great to bounce here. So this was the 21st, so that was just yesterday, and then here we are, the 22nd. We chopped around on this kind of upper trend channel before through here. This line is where I kind of drew in just some best fits for kind of getting into some of these highs, looking for where we could roll over, and it held pretty well through here until we continued to chop a little more, expanded, and then broke out. And that's fine that we broke out. We were wrong, that I was wrong, that I thought it was going to roll back down. It didn't, but here we are again, back in this channel. And then the lows over here, the lows weren't as clean. I really liked this pivot here, but then we got down below it. So really all we're looking for with the bottom edge of the line is, can we come back down to a level like that and just exit? It could keep going. These mostly kept going. There's a couple here that it made kind of like a new level. So do we have something like that here? Sure, yeah, this line. So if we come back down to that line, still 32.50 is not that far away. It's great that we have a bullish hourly candle to end the day, because if we gap down, if we have a move down below that, it should continue. Also taking out these bulls right here that we're buying here yesterday. If we take them out, if we get going below that, they'll be trapped same week, just a couple days after they get into a move, thinking it's bouncing. So they'll be trapped. There's a real potential here to just continue to push lower. And for folks that are trading options, to be positioned going into next week with their options, their shares, that kind of thing. So there's a lot going on coming up, short term, that people are going to be thinking, maybe I'll just get out of this. I've had a really nice gain before earnings and not worry about earnings, then get back in. So people could be selling just with earnings being a precursor. So there's a lot of stuff going on just with how this is moving. That's more of the fundamental side of things, but with the technical, I mean, it was just a really great pullback move today. It was even really good that we opened above the line, above this line, and then just continued to just squeeze here. We even get the squeeze that formed and was starting to push bearish with the histogram, and that just pushed even lower. This was a false breakdown. Really light volume, especially in this candle, broke down. A bunch of people get in bearish, and then it rallies, which makes sense. It's not just going to go. It's not going to go the first time. It's going to here. It's going to go after. It's going to go over here after it's sufficiently trapped some more bulls. So it's definitely like looking like a trapping kind of bounce. It was actually, I think, bouncing. Yeah, so this was like a retest off of the level I was talking about yesterday, where this was looking like a little bit of a breakout. And so we're kind of breaking down into that level. It's like, no, don't go bearish here. Wait for it to get back up into resistance. And sure enough, right here, we're right back into yesterday's resistance. So it makes sense the level that we got back up into. What I really wanted is a slower breakdown. I mean, we got it here. Like, this was the slow breakdown. It broke down, it retested, and then it just went. But I wanted it to break down, come back into the 21, and then go. And we didn't even get another touch of the 21. Not the rest of the day. That's also very telling, very bearish, that we've got some momentum kind of move going on here. So we will see if that kind of thing continues tomorrow. There are definitely some bulls that were buying into this here. Bulls with the calls didn't really amount to much. This was kind of bouncing. Yeah, this was just chopped through here. Didn't get going. It didn't really hold the cyan line here. It started to here, but it didn't even push back into the 21. So really, it was just bearish all day after this kind of move. There was still a little bit of a potential bounce in here. I thought it was possible it could even just bounce back up to this line and then go. But once this came in, it's like, okay, just be bearish. Let's get into this line and then reevaluate. And sure enough, we just continued on bearish. So see how much further it goes, or if we get some sort of bouncing coming in, but it was not today. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.